Ladies and gentlemen, I think the most mistakes that you make on the court are not because your technique is not so good or that your tactics are not so good, but I think most people make mistakes because they're not in the right position, and especially many players are not moving to the right direction after they play the shot. So today I really want to cover the court. So I think most mistakes are coming from the fact that you're playing a ball in another place and that you're not moving with the ball to cover the court correctly. So what I want to focus on today is in attacking mode, when you're at the net, where you should move to after you played a ball cross court to the middle, to the fence, because most mistakes are from stress, of not being in the right place. So imagine I need to move to the ball to hit it. I'm more likely to make a mistake. For instance, when I play Padel, I make the most mistakes when I play the serve and I go to the net, or when I have to move back for the Bandeja and I have to play another volley, because you have to move. This is for most players the reason that they make the most mistakes. The goal of this video is that you know where you should go, because the mistakes are coming from moving too fast or moving too late. After you've watched this video, you are able to move to the right direction, and you're able to move to the right direction slowly and on time, because that's way easier. So, vamos. Ah, lekker boelie! And we have sales on justpadel.com.
I like it.
You like it? Good match. I will also show you options that are easier, so that you have to move less. So if you're somebody that is not the fastest player in the world, I'm gonna give you some options on where to play instead of the option that I'm pointing out, and also how to train it. So these are actually fun drills, because for me, when I have students on the court, it doesn't matter what level, positioning is the first. So if they're beginner, intermediate, advanced, professional paddle players, positioning is the most important thing. Of course, if we watch Sanyo on the court, he's not always in a good position because he's just so good. He just knows where he has to go. So we don't need to watch the World Padel Tour players to learn positioning, because if we copy the World Padel Tour players, if we copy the Premier Padel players, we're not gonna get better. So also, fun exercises that you can do with your students one-on-one or 2 against 2 or in a rally form that are great fun for your student, and also they understand that if you change direction with your shot, that you have to work harder after, so that you not always should play fast, because if you play fast and you change direction. First one is, after you play the Rulo, you should cover the center. Also, your partner should cover his fence, but today we only focus on where you should stand and not where your partner should stand. So if you get a Rulo, cover the center after. The Rulo is a very good option, but I need to be able to move to this cone after, because my partner needs to cover this part after. This, and maybe this. So what I like my partner to do is to be at the first post. It depends a little bit on the bounce, if it's fence or the glass. But if it's first post, he's able to catch this one. And on the left side, my objective is that I cover the middle, because that's most likely the option. If this guy is going to defend the Rulo and he's playing to my backhand, there's a lot of space behind him, so that's not a good option. So for me, I like to give some space to that, like, please play here, because it's not a good option. So I leave this open because I want him to play here. Then I can play to the fence again, I play to the middle, or play to cross, so I have more options. So sometimes leaving parts open of the court is a very good idea if you want that specific ball. My backhand volley, for instance, is my backhand volley is better than my forehand volley. So I leave space open on the backhand side. So this is an exercise that you can do with your students. They have to move, so it's a good exercise. It's fun, it's active, so you can do a lot of shots in a row. They have to rest, they can pick up the balls or something else, and it's great fun. Yeah. So the easier option is that I play parallel, because then I don't have to move. So then I have to move less. If I feel that I have to move too much and I'm too stressed, this would be a very good option. The second one is playing parallel cross and then cover the fence. So I like this option a lot, that I play with my forehand to the fence, or to the corner, but I need to cover the fence after. So a good drill is that Sasha would play on my forehand first. Yeah, I play there and then she plays on my backhand. I won the point in the drill. 1, 2, yeah. And we can do this quite fast, so Sasha can feed me a lot of balls in a quick tempo. 1, 2, oh! 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, yeah. And I have to work quite hard, and I understand I play to the corner, I move to the fence. You can do this from the right side as well, it's the same. Tip 3 and 4 at the same time. Nobody does this, but after you are playing from the second post in this position and you're playing to the center, you have to move to the first post, because the angle on my side is likely to happen if I'm playing to the center and I'm staying in this position. This is too open. So I was talking about leaving cross courts my backhand side open, also on the right side to leave your forehand side open, which is nice. But if you stay here and the opponent has the ball in the center, this is likely to happen. So middle, move in this position. So you also have to understand that after you play cross court again and you stay here, the middle is open again, because my partner is going to be where that cone is. So every single change of direction, you need a new position. You have to understand that. So for a general rule is you either play faster to the same place or slower, or not faster, to another direction. You're not going to accelerate and change direction, because you're not going to cover the court correctly. Only exception is you have a high forehand, you can go, but that's it. Play in the center. Yeah, go to the, yes. And then back again. Yes. Soft. Yes, I think it takes too long for you to get to the other cone. Yeah, you're watching the result of the ball. So let's do the same, but we play a rally, because this is the most realistic part. And I play where the space, I play the pattern and you also play the pattern. So forehand center, out, 1-0. Forehand center, yes, backhand, yes. Cover the middle, cover the, yes. Yes, cover it, ooh. In the center. Yeah, hoppa! This one is different. Tip 5, the high bounce. This is not a pattern, but if you see that your opponent has a very easy ball from the back of the court, you should move back from the net. If you see that your opponent is struggling and is close to the net, you should move forwards. And in this way, you're also are more aware of what's happening on the court. Because if you are just standing still, not moving, sometimes you played a wonderful shot, the opponent is struggling at the back of the court, you should step in. Sometimes your volley is not so good, might be even terrible. As a high bounce, the ball comes in, it would be better just to step a little bit back, because if they are hard hitters, you're gonna struggle. Let them play the Chiquita, for instance, because you might hold the net, and if you are too close to the net and they lob you, you might lose the net. So now she's struggling. I can ping it out, for instance. Nice. Now the ball is hard, I go back a little bit, so I have time. Now she's struggling, I go closer to the net. So in this way you just play rallies and you just focus on your own positioning. Do you go forwards? Do you go backwards? Yeah, so now I had an easier volley because I just stepped in 2 small steps. Contact point was higher, I can bring the ball more down. Yes, so now I was not playing my best volleys. It was better for me to stay back. My partner would have had this shot. If you choose to move forwards, still move slowly. Many players, they try to rush to the net. And if that happens, you don't have time to play a good volley. So you need to move early. So this is why you need to do this exercise. So you understand better when you're able to move earlier. So you have time to move slowly and to be there and then respond. So the next one is Bandeja to the center. So if you play the Bandeja to the center, I want to teach you and to learn you to understand is that you have to move more. So if I'm playing my Bandeja, for instance, around the service line, a little bit into the corner, and I choose to play the ball in the center of the court, I have to move to this position because I have to cover my backhand side and I have to take some part in the center. My partner, after I played the Bandeja, is at the orange cone next to me. In this way we are able to defend the court correctly. If I would play my Bandeja elsewhere, my partner would be in a different position as well. So you have to move more when you play the Bandeja in the center. This is why you have to play your Bandeja slower. Because if you play a fast Bandeja in the center with a lot of bounce, yeah, so I'm gonna start in a position that where I should be at the first post because Sasha is there. So in the center I have to move here. It's for my partner. After your position is in the center of the court, it is quite likely that you're not moving back to defend your fence. So when you are in the center of the court, playing in the center is a very good option, but get back and defend the fence. Bandeja cross courts. So this is a way easier option also for the people like me that don't want to move so much. This is great. If you play the ball in the center, you have to move all the way here. First post, this is quite far. If you play your Bandeja into the corner cross courts, you only have to move to the second post. So this is way easier. So if you want, you can play cross courts a bit faster because you don't have to move so far. if that makes sense. If you play the ball to the middle fast, you're never gonna make it here. So you either have to play a winner or they pass you. So you should try to only build up the point. You can do more if you play cross courts. But if you play your bandeja to the backhand of the player on the left, they can play the ball and they pass you. So what I would recommend is if you play your bandeja from that cone, to aim on the right foot of the defender so they have to turn. Because then if they want to pass you, they turn and then play cross courts. That's quite difficult to do. Cover the court! Oh, this is good. So now you had time, you don't have to go out the door. Sasha was trying to get some cake outside over there. But this bandeja from Sasha is very soft, so then she has time to move, and because I'm so close to the glass, this would not be a very good option, because she can play the ball into the corner. So then I would probably go and play fast in the center. Yeah, and then the question of this video, is Sasha making a split step? Is she still moving when I play the ball, or is she on the ground when I play the ball? Let me know in the comments below. Sometimes you have to accept that you cannot reach the perfect position. So then it would be better to stand still and to have open space than to run and be in the correct position. Yeah, but you should not go to the first post, because I'm here in the corner. I cannot play cross court so much. That's more if I am in this position. Then this pace, this ball is easier to play. Yes, and then now you had to cover that part. This is great. Yeah, so this is a way more complicated shot for me to execute. So you can leave that open. Hatsa! So I can make the angle with the backhand. What I do a lot is I lob over the left shoulder of Sasha's partner. So then Sasha has to move to her partner's court. She's gone and I can play it in the corner. Some players even step in over the line and try to volley the bandeja vibora, and that space is totally open. So if you see that your opponent is very capable of playing that shot, play more on the right foot. I don't know why I'm screaming, because I have a microphone. So the last one is that if you play your bandeja straight, where you should go. And this is not always the best option to play. So the first one, I'm going to show that Sasha is in the center of the court and she's like out of the camera position, and then she has to cover the fence. So then she has to move more. If I play my bandeja of my lob here, Sasha is gone. I have a very easy point. So if you play that shot, Paquito does it a lot, you need to have an amazing shot. If Sasha is in a good position, she can play. Yeah, this would be a very safe option to play at the backhand side, because I cannot play there. If Sasha is around here, she plays to my forehand, she needs to cover the fence. But it's not so likely to happen that I'm going to pass her. So the exercise goes as following. If you play to the player in front of you, you have to follow the player. If I am here, Sasha moves with me to the, like exactly in the middle. So she's going to leave that open. Because if she does a step forwards, sideways and forwards, yes, like she has a big chance of catching the shot. If I move to this position, Sasha moves to this position as well. So then she can cover the fence and a little bit of the middle. So what we do is Sasha's playing a random shot. There, here, and she, and that we can follow on the camera, is going to mirror my position. And you can just play a rally, maybe 1 up, 1 down. Oh, sorry. 1 up, 1 down, so I play high. Sasha plays out. 1-0, you can do it with points as well. Hatsiki Bumbu! I can play random. Ah! I can also play only low, because then Sas has to move with me as well. Oh, only low. Bang! So this is a fun exercise. You have to move a lot, and you also learn positioning, and you start to understand where you should be on the court way earlier than now. 70% of the viewers are not subscribed, so if you feel like subscribing, we need to get to 100,000 subscribers. That's my ultimate goal. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. If you did not like the video, please like. Let's do this, and I see you next Monday. Hasta luego. Ciao. Adios.